Hey, I've got good news though. We're not really spiking.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Just do that the entire time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome
9/11
back
was
to
an
the...
inside job.
Oh,
the,
that's a
Batman.
way different thing. He went full Conrad. Never go full Conrad. Hey, so welcome back to Dudes Watch a Movie podcast.
Audio podcast,
yeah.
video pod. We're going to have that again.
Yeah,
We lost that in the
It's-
But no. So what's really cool when we started talking about that last podcast, we started watching one of his channels podcast.
I think it was Joe Rogan.
No, it was Cultaholic.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
They were talking about we actually do audio over video, and
They had the same talk.
We did it first.
What
I
else
wanna-
happened?
You're on the
No.
same wavelength.
A second thing happened that was weird too, and it wasn't the Canada thing. It was something completely else.
I don't remember.
Oh, that's gonna bother me. Yeah, we'll come back to it. Anyways, I am the notorious JNG with
Des Brockett.
and Lance.
It's just, I mean, I do have the name.
Zoltan.
I just
We're using our fake people names. He's not.
I'm Spider-Man.
Ah, whoa!
You broke the first
Where's
rule
my
of
receipt?
being a superhero.
Where's my receipt? $20.99.
You were so excited
I was
too.
so
So
excited.
happy about that.
It was the best trip to Tasty Tacos ever. So we watched Batman and Robin. Not a great movie.
Eh,
Better than I thought I would remember it.
I think there's a reason for that.
yeah.
I mean, even so, I
That's
watched
true.
it twice.
Yeah,
I watched
of
it yesterday, and then we just watched it now. I thought I would either gonna.
We apologize for
I would
subjecting
either.
you to that. Two
That's the
times
thing.
in a row.
It wasn't bad. This time was more fun.
See, I told
'Cause
you,
we were
a
riffing
watch
on it.
party is great.
But a watch party at fucking 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It was 9. It was
By the time
7.
we're done here.
Okay.
I thought I was either going to outright hate the movie and just be like, oh, it's the worst thing ever, like everyone says. Or I was going to be like, wow, this is a gem. It's better than I remember. It's middle of the road.
It's somewhere between the two.
Yeah.
Smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
It,
I think I only enjoyed it this much because I didn't pay attention. And
I think all
Didn't
of
you
us
do
had
the
our
same
phones.
shit last movie too? You zoned out on Reddit halfway through.
yeah, but I think I zoned out on Reddit almost immediately on this one. I got one,
We have to suffer through it.
Together.
6 notes.
You know, I actually didn't take a whole lot.
Yeah.
I have a
kinda
little.
stopped.
I have this paper
In
now.
comparison to the previous offerings, yes.
Yeah.
None of us had a lot of notes.
I'm usually the guy with most of the notes.
Synopsis.
Yes, I will hit you guys with the plot. Stick with me now. The 4th installment of the Batman franchise. This one centers around the villain, Mr. Freeze, who has gone evil because of the near death of his wife, Lady Freeze.
Can you?
I think her name's
read
like
it?
Nancy.
Well, I mean,
Nora.
it's,
Nora, thank you.
Can you read it like Commissioner Gordon?
No.
There's
you
a
read-
new villain. He calls himself Mr. Freeze.
No.
He's very bad.
Can you read it like J. Jonah Jameson?
No, I wish I could though. Oh boy, it'd make it so better. Anyway, let me continue. This is only the second, not even the second. Nah, it's the first sentence.
This is his part.
This is the long one. Also introducing Poison Ivy, the deadliest plant lover in the world, who will get pissed off if you fool with Mother Nature.
Does it actually say pissed off? Or
It
is
does. Poison Ivy, whilst controlling the strong, buff villain Bane, develops into Mr. Freeze's sidekick while, ironically, she only causes trouble between the Dark Knight himself and the Boy Wonder.
Dun,
The
dun, dun.
villains plot to freeze Gotham and to be the only remaining humans on the planet. But Batman and Robin must come together despite their differences and their butler, Alfred Deadly illness that only Freeze has the cure for.
What are you doing?
They help find it. They find you. You derailed me. You did it. Damn it. They find help from a heroin Batgirl while they plan to defeat Freeze, Ivy, and Bane.
Did you say heroin?
Heroine?
Cocaine?
I'm Michael Caine.
My cocaine.
There it is.
Yeah, so I took the longest plot synopsis I could find on that just to see how someone would take this and explain it in the way that I did.
I thought you were like reading it from.
No, the back of the box, no.
Yeah, like
Definitely
she gets
not.
pissed off. They wouldn't say that.
They put a whole book on the box.
a
Guys,
whole comic book, one might
misquotes.
say.
this movie is deep. It requires further reading.
It's very very subtle.
Anyway, I'm smacking you with the tagline: strength, courage, honor, and loyalty. On June 20th, it all comes together.
So did they.
That's the tagline.
Yeah.
So out
June
of
20th, 1997 is when this film came out, just so you know.
out of my 6 different notes of topics, where do you want to start? I've got...
Before we do that, can I retroactively have a what the fuck moment from the last movie?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we completely glazed over this. The Batmobile drives up a fucking wall.
True. Yeah. Well, he's got the grapple hook. Yeah. Even with a winch,
Just
though.
completely glossed over that. Drives up a wall.
It has a bat vacuum underneath that has the strength of like a bazillion Dysons.
Magnets. How do they work?
I feel like in reality, what has to happen there, like, it's totally possible with that winch, but it would be like...
No, what it is there's a jet engine. The jet engine requires suction. There's so much suction generated from the bottom of the Batmobile, it sticks to the wall.
Can we call this Batman and Jet Engine? Because this movie had a lot of suckage, too.
Nice.
Good one.
All right, go with
Pull
your
full
notes,
around.
though.
So, we
I was
can...
going to hit you with box office deets.
No one cares.
I have no
one
idea
cares.
what you just
This
said.
movie killed the franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, it grossed a lot of money.
You could almost say that this movie
Not
put
quite
the
though.
franchise on ice.
Oh,
All show. I'm going to do that. So, I've got...
nice.
God damn it. I've got the good things about this movie. I've got what this movie's really about. I've got what I just found out this movie's about. And then I've got who's this movie for and best cameo. Where do you want to start?
Well, who the movie is for is kids.
But
Toys.
is it? Because that wraps around to 2 of my other talking points.
I think so. A good kids movie or a good kid
movie?
Steve Coogan.
a good kids thing, cartoon movie, whatever,
Media.
is good for kids. They can enjoy it, but there's stuff that adults can get to.
Yep.
Like later in the movie,
All the
they're like,
sexual
"We're done.
innuendos.
We're done with her. We're not gonna fight over her anymore." Right? Great buds though, and the stems.
See, that's what
Like kids
made me
wouldn't
ask
get
the
that,
question.
but adults would.
It's so much though.
It's not well done.
Like
it tries, but it's not
nonstop.
well done.
So many bad references and innuendos, but at the same time, they're like, buy the action figure.
Right.
Is this better or worse than the Tim Burton and then Batman Forever mix of the two styles?
Like, is it better having
In
Joel
the
Schumacher
terms
going
of
full bore?
the
or-
sexual tension
Oh.
and the innuendos. Because like in the Burton movies, it was just flat out fetish.
Yeah, and I think
With-
I think
in the
that's
sh-
where
in
I'm
the
still
first
aiming towards.
Forever,
No, Tim Burton's
it
is still
was-
better. Catwoman.
I mean, for the kids though.
Oh, for the kid, who gives a fuck?
Fuck the kids.
We know where you stand.
Yeah.
Not literally.
No, yeah.
No.
Catholicism.
Comma. There's a comma in there.
Important. By the way, little cool fact. Hey, Mr. Freeze says 27 ice puns throughout the movie. I feel that's a little too low, but
Only 27.
Can you rattle them all off? Do you got the list?
no, I don't.
3 of them are chill, chill, chill.
Well, he tried that, and my favorite part was just the Tom. Boo. After the third one.
Boo.
So you can't list those off, but tying back to who this movie is for, I've got a list for you. I made a list of all the different toys that they could have made. Not even toys in general, so I excluded vehicles. This is just the toys they could make on the costumes going on in this movie. You've got Ice Skate Batman, Sky Surf Batman, Bathrobe Batman, Silver Batman. You've got, Schoolgirl Batgirl. You've got Biker Batgirl, and you've got Silver Batgirl. You have Icicle Robin when he gets froze, like fully coated. He doesn't move a lot. No one wants to buy that toy. You've got Biker Robin, Silver Robin. Then you've got Mothman Freeze, Lounge Robe Freeze, Arkham Freeze. You've got Weak Bane. You've got Driving Miss Daisy Bane when he's got the hat on. You've got Pink Ape Bane. You've got Casablanca Bane and Ivy combo when they're at the airport and they're like, we noticed this mysterious couple. You've got Reborn Poison Ivy when she first comes out and she's all torn up. You've got Pink Ape Ivy, Cloaked Ivy, Tithead Ivy. Then finally you've got Red Queen Ivy.
You are
At the
thinking
end where
way
she's like,
too
she's all shitty.
black
Okay.
and she's got the red. Yeah.
You're thinking way too small scale. I cannot say for certain, but I know that there's some Batman figure where he has like a giant rocket punch. Like, he didn't use that in the movie. Why is that a toy? They don't care.
Is
They'll
it
just
from?
make anything.
Is it from that line though? Because that's just
Probably.
legitimately what different outfits they can make from this one line.
Okay, this slightly pissed me off. Slight tangent. A couple years ago, I'm going through fucking Target or wherever, and I see Batman multiverse toys. It's just the old toys from this movie, from all these other movies, but they're billing it as the multiverse collection.
Why did that upset you? I would have been so happy to see those.
Because I'm like, those are not new. Those are old. Those are repackaged toys.
Isn't that back when they had like his hands, one was this way and one was this way? Like he always had a claw hand and like a regular.
Because he
cup
has something to
hand.
hold.
What does he do with that hand though?
It's a cup hand.
Okay.
In hell, cold
Just never understood
ice.
that.
Oh my god.
So, did you dug into it? Like,
A little
right?
bit, yeah.
Like the fun facts.
Yeah.
Normally I would. I didn't give a fuck.
Do you want me to go over some
I
of those?
would.
It was not fun this time.
You,
I do
you know why it wasn't fun? Because it was voted #1 in Empire's magazine's 50 worst movies everywhere.
Ever?
You want
Ever.
to try that one again?
February 2010. So back in 2010.
That's pretty harsh. I wouldn't say it's the worst.
This is
They said it
weird
was #1.
because you said it has like what a 12% Rotten Tomato.
3.7 on IMDb. I saw that
Amazon
one.
has 4.5
It was
stars.
a 3.7.
Well,
Yep.
see, Amazon is a
Metascore of
it's a
28.
platform of the people.
Yeah.
And the popularity is dropping severely.
Well, people are probably watching it.
Right? It was on Netflix for a short like bout for just a small amount of time, and then it was gone.
As the kids would say, a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just a minute.
Just a minute.
It's not as bad as I remember.
I don't remember it
I don't
being
know
2 hours and
because-
5 minutes. But
Oh my god, it felt like every minute.
it's like, okay, this should end now.
See, if I had to watch that by myself, I would have hated that so
You wouldn't
much.
have.
Yeah, well, that's 100%. I would have just sat here at
So we
this podcast
sympathize
and
for
pretended.
you.
It wasn't that bad. I don't know why. I agree with you that Batman Forever is a better movie,
Yeah.
but
Overall,
this
yeah.
one was, I guess, more enjoyable. Not even for the reasons I thought it was. Like,
You,
I
you
thought I was
expect
gonna
it to be
love.
the stupid jokes and
Yeah, I thought I was gonna love Arnold's. Chill out the quad.
It doesn't age as well, though. I mean, like, honestly, like, at the time when I first watched it, being maybe the June, 7 years old, I thought it was hilarious. But that's who it was for. But now I look at it, I'm like, oh.
I thought it was for your dad who likes a good titty joke.
You calling out my dad?
or Bush jokes. I
Oh,
thought that
yeah.
was. I did not expect that one coming. My garden needs trimming. Bush. We've got Bush. No, I think it's just because rather than being critical about it, like, yeah, as an actual movie, film structure, narrative, plot, whatever, not good. But when you're like, it's a cartoon, it's a commercial for a cartoon, that's all it is. I'm more forgiving of it
That
now.
was the film that Joe Schumacher literally said that before each time they did it, which
Yeah.
apparently didn't
Remember,
set the morale for
it's a
them very
cartoon.
well because they didn't take it seriously, which can be seen in the actors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Especially
not-
George Clooney.
I'm not well versed with Clooney. Is he trying at all?
No,
No,
so
definitely not.
I have a
I can
bit in
never
here
tell.
about that. Let me find where it was. Yes. So basically, George Clooney even publicly apologized for the film as a whole. Schumacher would also apologize for the film and cite studio interference and pressure to make the film more kid-friendly and a more showcase for potential action figures and toys. In fact, George Clooney was so apologetic that apparently he has been known to refund people who saw the film. He still apologizes for being Batman to this day.
Yeah, there's only, I think, maybe, just one scene in this movie where he tries, and I think that's when Alfred's dying, and that's about it.
Right. Let's get
even
the
then
super
he
emotional
can't.
part
Yeah.
smashed, and that wasn't even that great.
No.
Everything else
Yeah.
was just.
He wasn't in the movie a whole lot, either as Batman or Bruce Wayne. Every scene seemed to revolve around someone else.
Yeah.
And it's really
The
strange
villains.
too, because there's so many different people in this movie that no one gets actual screen time. They all split it so thin between Freeze, Ivy, Robin, Batgirl, Alfred, and Batman, and Bruce. That they're all, probably each person gets maybe 7 minutes total on screen time, and then other stuff is just random fighting and scenery.
Yeah, I feel
Arnie.
that Freeze got a lot of it though.
He did get top billing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that says something when the villain comes first.
Yeah, especially over your Batman character.
Yeah.
Although at the time, George Clooney wouldn't have been super famous. He would have been coming off of ER. And then Chris O'Donnell, no one gives a fuck about because he's Robin.
Off of ER, actually, during the filming of this film, also, he apparently went and visited all his friends on the set of ER in full costume.
Just in full Batman.
Yep. Just like, hey guys, I'm taking a break from my movie set.
Man, if they would have snuck him into one scene, it would have been so good. The only person I think that would have even remotely competed with Arnold would have been Uma Thurman because she would have been in Pulp Fiction. But even still, like, Arnold has like a decade and a half of like being a household name at that point that he's always going to be the first build.
Mm-hmm. So, on the topic of Arnold, one of my talking points here is, do you think Arnold had fun with his cheesy one-liners?
I think he would have, but I know that he's gone on that it was hell. The suit was heavy and awkward. He was in almost full body makeup.
So you think the physical encumbrance of it all
eye
just kind of ruined it
contacts.
for him?
The eye contacts especially probably look like
Because I mean, during that time, a little bit even before, like he was known as a one-lining action hero. Like that was kind of his shtick.
That's every movie he's in. He's known for the
Yeah.
one-liners.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm wondering, like, do you think some of the stuff like he was, happy to do, or just like, hey, this is me?
it's probably just another job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at that point.
That's all I can assume, honestly.
I'd like to
His-
think he wrote
his
some of those
works-
by himself.
His whole thing works because he's Arnold. Everything he says, even when he's trying to be normal. Put the cookie down
I'd love
now.
to see him try to put on an accent.
I'm pregnant. It's just his voice. It's just his natural voice and cadence.
Nothing will ever
And
be able
his
to
size.
take him seriously again.
Yeah.
It's gotten
So
worse.
unfortunate.
So when he was younger, it wasn't too bad, but as he's gotten older, it's become more and more of a caricature.
You'd think it'd be the other way around, It's super thick when he's younger, and as he ages, he probably...
It's not necessarily that
Out of
it's
it.
getting less thick. It's just that it's getting more ridiculous looking because he's getting older and he's still supposed to be like portraying that badass.
His max bench press was only 320 pounds.
Oh,
Which was a lot for the time. Nowadays, people are like,
Bitch,
blowing that
please.
shit off.
I did 325 in high school.
Seriously?
Yeah, but I can only do it once.
Damn.
He would do it like a dozen times. I could just do it once.
I'm strong as Arnold. Done. Life
Not
goals.
quite.
That was my max.
On
and then I
top of
quit.
that, Hulk Hogan apparently was Joel Schumacher's third choice to play Mr. Freeze.
Third.
Yeah.
Was that your brother reference?
was number 2 Captain America?
I have no idea, but
Reb
I
Brown?
just still think it's funny. Hulk Hogan. I want to imagine him as Mr. Freeze.
I'm gonna freeze you, brother.
Do you think he's still got the
Yes.
mustache, but they tried to make it look like icicles?
Oh my God! Yes.
That would
You would
have
have
been.
given him a shirt to rip off at
That
some
would have
point.
been pretty decent, honestly. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so speaking of actors that force things in the movie, do you think Arnold demanded that he have a stogie?
Absolutely.
100%.
He's
That's
like, if I'm in this
total
movie,
Arnold.
I gotta have a cigar.
Because like there's
Every movie
there's a
has
part
a
in there where like apparently as Mr. Freeze he wouldn't be able to do that with how his body works. I guess.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yep, that's totally an Arnold thing.
You think his lungs would immediately reject hot air?
right? It's like,
You're
nope.
dying.
We are off track.
Let me bring us back here then with probably the most important topic I have on here is who has the best cameo in this movie. Is it Jesse Ventura, former governor of Minnesota, because they're basically Canada? Is it the return of the Blacklight Gang from the first Batman Forever? Or is it Coolio?
He doesn't make a return.
It's just a cameo,
Oh,
not a return. Jesse Ventura doesn't make a return either.
no, the Blacklight Gang makes a return.
They make a return, yeah. And I consider that a cameo. It's not even the same person or the same like character, but they're still just a random Blacklight Gang hanging around, and their numbers have dwindled.
It's sad.
Well, I
I
mean,
would have joined that gang.
Dick kicked their ass. So.
That's true. And he's not even Batman.
I forgot my suit.
I would have to say, yeah, I might go with the
Blacklight Gang.
Yeah.
I want to say the body, Jesse the Body Ventura, but it's Blacklight.
See, it's Coolio
Because
for me.
Ventura does nothing. Of
course it is.
I was really hoping yours was going to be Ventura and we all get him some representation, but that might be the most jarring cameo
A jar, yes.
I've ever seen
He
in a
didn't
movie.
have a point of he was there, and then he wasn't, and then it had no
Was
story
he?
significance. He was like the race boss of it.
No. Was his like career really big then? Was he huge?
Yeah,
In 97?
this would be a little bit towards the tail end because Gangster's Paradise is like probably 95, something like that, if you want to look that up. But he would have also done like the Kenan and Kel theme song. This is probably like the last thing he got before people were
95.
like, Coolio, really?
I wonder if that was like his bump. He was trying to be big
The
and
comeback
get into,
maybe too.
Yeah.
What a movie to try and come
You know what?
back on.
I will change mine to the body. Because he's a goddamn sexual tyrannosaur.
He ain't got
like
time to
me.
bleed.
Ain't got time to bleed. Oh, Predator should be next.
Oh, yeah. See, and there is a connection there between... There's a reason why the body's in this. Him and Arnold are, I would assume, fairly good friends with how much they like
They've
to like
done
lift weights, and they were in
several
Running
movies.
Man, and yeah.
And the other
guy.
guy, the other guy with the eye patch, he's some German bodybuilder too.
Oh, really?
So I assume that's why he was in there. No idea who he is, but
Yeah,
Jeep.
Schumacher.
Oh, the other...
Bane.
Yeah, gotcha.
The other not so well-known wrestler. Maybe he's trying to come up. Look at me in this film. Maybe I'll get more.
I can
I don't
only
think
assume
was
Hulk
a-
Hogan got him that job. Because Hulk Hogan and Arnold Schwarzenegger
Well, he's,
are also
um,
friends.
Really?
Oh, all those big stupid meatheads are friends. Bunch of dummies who wish
Jeep.
they could fit on a regular car.
Robert Swinson. He was a wrestler, but he's also a stuntman.
Oh,
That's probably how he got in.
yeah.
Are either of you curious of his actual wrestling claim to fame? Because I do know this.
I don't. I'm going to assume he's not a
You've heard of
primetime
Jeep?
wrestler.
I have seen Jeep wrestle.
Really?
I have problems.
IRL TV.
TV,
Okay,
not
I was gonna
IRL.
get excited there for a second. What?
Not too long before this movie, I think it was probably like 1994 or 5. Your favorite, the Dungeon of Doom, it's not hot people, right? Those guys. They're having what they call like a triple cage of death or something. It's really dumb.
Of course.
There's like 3 cages and they're stacked on top of each other. And the idea is it's Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and maybe Sting versus the entire Dungeon of Doom. And they've got their new like guy coming in, and it's gonna be the big deal, right?
no.
And it's Jeep Swanson, Swimson, Sammy, Slimmy, Slappy,
Swinson.
Samsonite.
Samsonite.
So it's that guy, right? And he looks like an inflated person, like he does in this. Do you want to wager a guess of what they called him? And I'll give you a hint. It's probably the most inappropriate thing you could ever call somebody.
The big white cracker.
Close. You're right. You're on the right track with the racism vibe. You got to swing.
All I can think of is the White
The
Knight.
Klansman.
You guys are so close. It is definitely white supremacy, but not that far off. It's the Final Solution.
Oh no.
And guess who was not happy about that? Ted Turner, I believe, who owns WCW at the time, basically, is like, hey, sponsors are not going to let that fly. So
How about no?
they're like, okay, we'll change it to the Ultimate Solution.
Still not much better, guys.
no.
You're missing the point of why
Yeah.
we don't like it.
Yes.
Oh.
Anyways, the match was garbage. It was stupid, and WCW failed.
So,
Like 5 years later.
so I was a WWF guy.
Okay.
Now WWE. So that Triple Cage bullshit, that wasn't just from Ready to Rumble. That
So-
was a real event.
That, yes, they brought it back not too far before that, but they like tweaked some things, and they made it like every man for himself and all that. But no, the one that they did for this one doesn't like, you know how the Ready to Rumble one like pyramids in a little bit. This was all equal width, and there was just like 3 levels to it, and there was like a little like ladder thing you climb up. It was weird. It was stupid. It was dumb.
So much like when we watched the movie, we kept getting sidetracked
Yes.
onto other topics.
Yes, better things.
Better things.
Better things.
Man, I wish we were watching that movie.
Ready to Rumble will happen at some point. Stay
I
tuned.
wouldn't have seen that.
Harpoon his ass.
I feel like we've definitely hit on the negatives of this movie. Do either of you have anything positive to say about this movie?
I do. Actually.
What you got?
Mostly the person, not so much the movie itself, but Uma Thurman's character was really well done, I feel like, in comparison to everyone else. Because she, I guess apparently, when I read into it, she actually really enjoyed her role on there. However, George seemed to be half-hearted about it, but she actually enjoyed being Poison Ivy. And you can kind of see that because she kind of plays into the character.
I think
and
this movie's Jim Carrey.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
having fun with it.
100%.
Exactly, and I'm pretty sure that's what she did. Was she's like, hey, I'm a cartoon character, but I'm gonna try and play it off as kind of it wasn't too over the top, I guess. It kind of was in
It was
her
super
dialogue delivery,
Yeah.
but the way that she played per se,
She played
she
into
just did
the
it really well.
camp of it.
Yeah,
And then the whole camp thing. This movie really feels like Adam West era Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Uma Thurman is basically doing Catwoman. Even
Yeah.
with the buds, she looks like the old school.
She's just switching up her pun material.
Yeah.
Instead
And
of being
even when they're like,
perfect.
"Ha, we're gonna fight," and then they do a pose, and that's straight out of Adam West.
with the knife. Yep.
That is straight out of okay, throw your punch.
Kind of like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
We just
Symbol
missed
fight.
the wham pow thing on the screen. That was basically it.
I bet.
And we didn't though, because they had all those silly noises worked in there.
Yeah, they had the comic noises. Yeah,
just didn't have
They just didn't
physical-
have the text blurbs.
the rotoscopes.
Yeah,
I bet if you splice in those pows and wows,
It would
and
be
whacks,
perfect.
no one would
No
even
one would
notice.
notice. Yeah. They're like, oh yeah, that happened.
I remember.
I was getting that kind of same vibe from you though. Like every time she was on the screen, all I could think was, this would have made a really good TV show. Like if they made one with the same like design style and everyone played it like she played it and played it campy and they didn't ever even try to be serious. Like there's points in Gotham, the TV show Gotham, where it's just so stupid. And those are always the episodes I'm like, 'cause I'm like, this show is a train wreck. So if we could get that, but also be colorful the whole time,
Yeah.
and maybe let everyone know that it's supposed to be bad, I think it would actually be really fun. Like camp it up, why not?
Right.
But instead, Gotham tries to swing the like the grittiness in there, and I'm like, you sucked all the fun of it.
Right.
Every line in this movie is either a one-liner or exposition. Right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
Pretty
absolutely.
much.
Now
Yeah.
that I have my diamonds, I'll have my revenge on Batman
We're just
because my
missing
wife
the-
is dead. Ugh.
Continue roll exposition,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're just missing that security guard.
If he was in this,
It probably would have.
best movie.
Absolutely.
Best movie.
It's really
you
all
can't-
that's missing.
You can't replace it. That stupid scientist. What was this nut job? I don't watch the news.
And what's that accent, sir?
I'm afraid you have to die.
Oh, he was the best.
That guy
died
also
way
knew what was
too
going on.
soon.
I think that dude was definitely in on it.
Absolutely. I have another question. What do you guys think would have made the film better? Like a different tone, maybe something more grounded, not too over the top, but what sort of elements would you think? And mind you, in their efforts of keeping it PG-13, what do you think would make it better?
One villain. I don't know when
Instead
this
of
trend
three?
started, but it was like the first movie
Oh, I
just
see
had the
what you're-
Joker.
yep, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
The second movie, it started with Penguin and then Catwoman. It's like, oh, now we have to have two villains every time. Like, Spider-Man, there's like 4 villains in the third movie. There's just not enough time for him.
So you're saying to make it better, they should have cut out
If it was
like,
just
Ivy
Freeze.
and had just Freeze, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just have that single story. Poison Ivy probably would have been the best. You can still keep the whole trying to break up the duo. That's a classic superhero trope. You can keep that, and then Batgirl comes in, not Barbara Gordon. Comes in.
I think the
your fucking
problem
Oracle
that is
Joker.
true.
Just out of nowhere, he's like, I saw it because I'm an oracle. Just dun, dun, dun. Oh,
Oh yeah, that's how he knew where she went to school.
Have a seat, Barbara. It has wheels on it.
So I think it would be better with Freeze though. One, if it's just Ivy, the problem is then you have 3 heroes beating up on one villain, and it's not fun to root for the heroes if they're already OP'd against the
I mean,
bad guy.
keep Bane. If you're gonna
Okay,
if you're
as
gonna
the muscle, okay.
retcon Bane,
I gotcha.
keep him as the muscle. Add more plant monsters. They had that Audrey 2 looking thing.
Yeah.
The little snake tongue plant, like that never came back.
The problem I have here also is with Bane, more so just this movie, not in this theoretical one. I don't understand the lucha mask when he's not a lucha wrestler. Like, why does he still wear a lucha mask?
The comic movies, especially in the 90s, didn't care.
Yeah,
Like the
makes
Mario movie.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
God.
They're just like,
Don't
throw
mind
whatever
that.
and
Yes.
make it up. That should be the next
It'll be
one.
fine.
God.
How can we get Bob Haskins into this?
Oh my god, that's
Um,
awful. But
They didn't care. It just they threw it on him.
I feel like there's there's such an easy connection because they're already in the movie where they're in the lab is I kept calling it Skull Island or whatever. It's in South America. Just move it to Mexico. That's why there's a luchador in the area.
That would make sense.
It would fix that problem so easy.
Maybe it was a mask he got off of one of the foreigners, the higher dictators, or because he had like people from like countries he was trying to show off his new weapon to.
Oh yeah,
Fellow
so
Maybe one of them.
Yeah.
I just wrote down Gimp mask.
Basically,
Yeah.
I mean, he was the person who did everything for them.
Maybe Dr. Jason was just really kinky. That's all he had to shut him up.
Keep that in mind because I got stuff about, I got some stuff
no.
about that. But I think that Freeze is the better movie because he's the better character with the better backstory. If it was just him, there would be way more time to flesh out what's going on with Nora, because they like barely mention it until like halfway through the movie, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, that's his wife, she's frozen, she's got McGregor's disease, Alfred has McGregor's disease. Isn't it crazy that there's a really rare disease that two people in this movie both have on each side?
Weird.
Yeah,
That's how rare it is.
I think if I could have changed one thing to make it better, it would have just been attitude. Like if everyone had the same attitude as Uma Thurman,
Yeah.
100% would love this movie. Like the best thing about that this movie has going for it is the set design and the lighting. Like it's so good no matter where they're at. It's so ridiculous. The Skull Island is awesome. Arkham Asylum is awesome, and the lighting and the color and everything is good. It's just fucking people in it did not have the right attitude for what they were making.
They weren't in the headspace for it.
And maybe don't do George Clooney if you're gonna go camp, unless he's the one person that's playing it super serious, which would be fun.
He's the only one playing it straight.
Yes.
I like that.
That would be great.
No. I think a lot of that comes from all the troubles with development, the studio interference, Schumacher catching shit.
Unfortunately.
Just too
There's a lot
much
of
working
things
against
working
it.
against it, yeah.
Let's see.
Sad
So
day.
we've covered who the movie's for. We've covered the toys. We've covered that at the best cameo. What other questions do you have, or do you have any?
No, but we covered a lot of stuff in the last one that just kind of bleeds into this.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of
Like
a lot
the-
of the rollover
The
issues.
Batmobile is literally a toy because he's just literally sitting out of it like a go-kart.
This time he does have more than one though, because
Yeah.
they've got the ice skate. Although I guess last time he had the wing and the boat and everything. Nah.
But yeah, more play sets.
Yeah.
Even Freeze's machine, like it looks like I can see putting a toy in that and closing the lid.
It's kind of how it was. That little tank
Yeah.
thing he was driving
Yeah.
with the spikes in the front. Hell yeah.
Yep. What else do you got?
I got you go ahead.
No, I just remembered there's. Okay, so we saw the reversing footage when Robin is being dragged. He gets up and then immediately goes down. There's one huge continuity thing that I noticed.
There's a lot. Actually.
I mean, there is.
Go ahead.
I typically don't notice them just because I'm either enjoying it or I don't care. When she's doing the whole password thing, and she looks at the photo and she's like, Margaret. The whole love peg is not there. Looks back the next scene, love peg. I'm like, that was clearly not there.
I think someone
It's
actually
just
edited
Alfred.
that goof.
You know what? They also, I think they cut out a word of that because I'm pretty sure it was a longer sentence that was on that photo frame. And like I'm not 100% sure on this, but I'm pretty sure it originally said love to peg.
Peg.
Whose sister?
Not T-O-O. T-O.
Whose sister gives them a photo and inside's love peg?
So the thing on there though.
Yeah, that is
Also,
weird.
sorry, real quick. Alfred and
Was that his sister?
yeah,
Oh, I had no idea who the
because
fuck
that was her mom.
Okay.
Alfred and his niece have a kind of a weird relationship.
100%.
Not only the age difference, like
They stare at each other a little too long.
I've got some
and
stuff in
a
there
little
about
too longingly.
I'm very excited for this. I think I'm going to end it with that, though.
okay.
I had a mind-changing epiphany about it. Continue.
Epitome.
Sure.
But I have on the apparently it was incorrectly regarded as a goof. When Barbara is looking at the CD-ROM that Alfred gave her, she looks at a photo of her mother. It has nothing written on it. Then she flashes back to a memory of a different copy, Alfred's, which
Wait.
is
Wait,
which
wait,
has
wait.
Love Peg written
Wait.
on it.
I don't think it was that.
Oh,
we
that's
may
just
have
what it
we
says.
may have just covered this, but that's supposed to be her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does it look like her mom is her grandma? Because that is an old fucking photo. That photo was taken at least in the 1950s. And this movie takes place in 1995, is 7, whatever, and she's supposed to be in school, so maybe 18 to 20. That makes her born in the 70s. Why was her mom that old in the 50s?
Again, this doesn't take a place in a timeline that makes sense.
The cars are from the 1930s. The statues are from ancient Greece.
And grandma's from the 50s.
And grandma's from the 50s.
Electricity,
Or
there's
mom's from the
flying
50s.
vehicles.
That's true.
There's computers.
Lasers.
They never developed color photography. I think
That's one
I
thing
think
they just
every
skipped over.
I think every picture in these movies might actually be black and white.
I don't
Like
know.
every
Yeah,
actual photograph might be black and white because all the newspapers have black and white clippings in them. That picture's in black and white. Vicky Vale's picture.
Even
But
the
I mean,
security
there's-
footage.
No, because when he
Yeah,
replayed the
yeah.
footage back to
Yeah.
Ivy, or not to Ivy, but to Freeze.
He's the only one that has the technology. He's withholding
the money.
technological advancement for the betterment of society.
Wayne Corp has color because they watch Riddler killing his boss in
He's
color.
preventing society
yeah.
from
But
moving
that's
forward
still-
by keeping it all for himself.
And that's still Batman's funding and Batman's technology for Wayne Corp.
He's holding back society. Damn it,
Yeah.
Bruce
No, too much.
Wayne.
I'm afraid you'll have to die.
Oh man, I think we discovered a couple things there.
Mm-hmm.
What else? What else?
Let me see. I can tell you some other little cool facts. Obviously, McGregor syndrome is a fictitious disease invented for the movie. No information is given how it attacks the human body other than it is fatal.
And it regrows your hair.
It appears to go through 4 stages, each stage becoming progressively harder to cure. Freeze's wife is in stage 4, which is why she's placed in cryosleep. On the other hand, Alfred's only stage 1 is usually cured with injected. So it's just like as it progresses, it gets worse. And it's
I just want to point out
disease.
one thing.
Yes.
At the very end of the movie, Arnold's like doing the whole predator thing, grabs the thing, he goes, take 2 of these. And Tom says, call me in the morning. And call me in the morning. Fuck you. Just screams at the TV.
I think your
Yeah.
commentary was the best part of this movie.
I was upset. I didn't know that was the next line, and when I said it, I was just trying to be like, "Oh, shitty," and he says it, and I'm like, "Fuck you, no, I don't appreciate that."
Jesus.
God,
Just your deadpan. Fuck you.
Ooh.
boo. I am the Everman for this film. Let's be honest. So, if not for the universally negative reaction to the film, actually 2 sequels were planned. One of them was Batman Unchained, a direct sequel which would have George Clooney and Chris O'Donnell reprising their roles.
You would think with Schumacher he would prefer to go Batman Chained.
Gay jokes.
Well, I wasn't necessarily gay now. It was just sexual.
That's right. Thank you for correcting me.
It's 2018 and
I
be
will-
progressive like this movie.
I will check
True.
my privilege.
This movie had feminism, and it also there was another thing that they talked about. Oh, PC, political correctness.
There was like 2 types. I might be digging way too deep into the weeds here. Maybe way out of my element. There's like 2
You're gonna catch
types
poison
of.
ivy over there.
I don't want my dick in that. In reference to something he said when she's like, "I'm poison ivy." It's
Yeah.
like, you don't want to rub your dick in that.
Yeah, it's not attractive.
Not a plant either.
Everyone's
Not a
like, she's so
flower.
sexy and probably itchy.
Probably smells like
There's,
grass.
it feels like there's 2 types of almost feminism ideology. There's poison ivy's almost,
Yep.
dare I say, feminazi or matriarchy.
You know what's really weird is she hits both ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Because when she's in her I'm a nerd and she's like she's kind of the caricature of what people think of a feminist, but then when she's Poison Ivy, she's like the other end where it's like use your sexuality, be strong, and get what you want no matter how it takes to get there. And then Barbara is like
Barbara feels more like the liberal college student.
yeah.
I just had a not terrible Thanksgiving with. It is my father's new wife's sister's daughter.
And that's
I
how
have
it
no
became my
idea.
own
Absolutely
grandpa.
nothing. Which you're about to become. Which is that entire dinner, she was like, I can already tell you're a liberal college major just by the way you're speaking.
Yeah.
Not that there's anything wrong with
She's
that.
like 22 and just figured out the world.
Yeah, 21. I know everything.
It's like, hold up.
The Titanic would have survived if they had modern radio technology.
Actually.
I don't even want to dig into that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, but Barbara covers that end.
And I do like that those two are the two ideas of feminism fighting each other, and both are calling the other one wrong. And it's like, you guys should be on a team.
Maybe like Gotham Sirens.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think she's in that one.
I have no idea.
No.
No idea. I don't think Batgirl ever teamed up with her on account of the paralysis.
Well,
Yeah.
was she Orc at that point? Yeah.
What causes her paralysis? I didn't. I'm not that big into the lore, honestly.
So
The
in there,
Joker.
the Killing Joke.
Oh, okay.
You know, the famous, like, he's got the sun stuff on the picture. That picture he's taken is he has shot Barbara in the spine and stripped her naked and is taking pictures and sending them to Jimbo, her dad.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it got that dark.
That was a dark comic.
Wonder why they made. Why did they move her to Alfred instead of Jim? Just because.
The connection.
Yeah.
Just to have that
Just
family
him
thing. Because
there,
why
I
would
guess,
it?
Yeah, that's true.
How would Bruce? It's me, Barbara. No shit.
Yeah,
that was something.
Yeah.
On that whole bit of like kids movies don't have to be like way the fuck down here level. They can be, you know, you guys never watched Avatar, the Airbender,
Not the fish. I watched
not the
cartoon.
Shamalama Ding Dong,
No.
like the show, Nickelodeon show.
I mean,
Like
I've
that
seen
was
some
a
episodes.
kids show, but that was
Yeah.
like that was
Highbrow
that was
kids.
not highbrow, but it didn't treat them like babies.
Right.
And this movie kind of treats the audience kind of like babies. Every line's exposition, everything's spelled out for you. Oh no, he's freezing me.
Well, the borderlines on the complexity of like anime, but on the simplicity of like regular Saturday morning cartoons, which I could appreciate.
Well, yeah, which what it is? It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
You have to shout out what you're doing. You have to shout out one-liners, and you'll freeze when this hits here, and then you'll die.
I mean, this might be a spicy hot take, but really the only difference between anime and cartoon is the art style.
Yeah.
And maybe animes can get away with being a bit more
It's
violent.
a
but
cultural thing.
I'm
It's
gonna-
like
I'm
the difference
gonna
between a
die on
comic
that sword.
book and a graphic novel. They're the same exact thing, but it's subject matter, the way they treat it,
But-
writing style,
I always feel
and
they have deeper
talent.
stories.
But what makes Avatar?
Yeah.
What makes Avatar a cartoon instead of an anime then?
This is where you're gonna get in the weeds, because like Western style, it's Western animation, but it's mimicking Eastern style. This is where it's kind of hard. It's kind of a blending. Fandoms will argue whether or not it's anime or a cartoon.
But I just want to put a label on something.
Right.
Everything has to fit into its little box. It can't be outside the box.
Lance, do you have 3 hours so I can break down every different type of metal for you?
We got speed metal, thrash metal, power metal, Euro power metal, American power metal.
Don't forget
black,
Scandinavian death
gothic.
metal,
Oh, trust me.
gloom, and doom
I
metal.
know. I just discovered Dimmu.
I'm tapping out of this.
Yes, I just discovered them and I love them. I'm gonna go buy them. I just
I'm
discovered them.
stepping out of this. I don't know enough to be a part
Get
of
back in here. We're going full Demu.
Battle Beast.
I have no idea what that is.
What about?
I think they're German.
I remember the first time I heard the film.
Oh, tangents.
Anyway,
It's better than this movie.
yeah,
Can you imagine if this movie had Demon Borger as a soundtrack?
I already have a title
That
for
would've
this
been
video.
cool.
You have to make this video Batman and Robin and wrestling and metal. Keep going with it.
Just
All
everything.
the other
And sex and fetishes.
Yes.
And,
Also, I wanted to say Val Kilmer refused the role.
Okay.
Val Kilmer refused to return for this film. David Duchovny was considered
gross.
the role for
What?
Bruce Wayne.
Gross.
Yep. And David
No.
Duchovny was later considered for the same role in Batman Begins.
Gross. Why did they keep bringing him back?
at that point,
Well, I could
that's
see him for
that's
his
Fox,
X-Files.
right? X Files or Mold,
Yeah,
whatever his
that.
fucking name, Mulder.
Or Scully, whichever one.
I'm pretty sure it's Mulder.
I don't know the name. I never saw
He
the
wouldn't have
show.
made a good one.
Tyrole's
At
supposed to
that
be a
point,
Skull? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
I don't think so.
Okay, well, it totally is.
at that point in his career,
It wasn't really going. He's just doing.
He's got
I
an
don't know
off.
what movie roles he did a lot of. 'cause
I only know him from Evolution.
I only know him
movies.
from X Files, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, X Files.
sure
He was in the
Evolution.
X-Files movie.
No way.
Does that even count?
That and then the Californication are the only things I've ever seen him in. And I don't like him. He was in Zoolander. He was the hand model.
That's right, he was.
But why male model?
Didn't he keep it like
I hear he's a
box?
dick to work
Yeah.
with, though.
Coveney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
With a name like that?
And so normally I'm not a proponent of they've got to have the right face for Batman. But
It does help.
He is the only person I might think that does not have a good face. Like he's got a skinny neck.
It's the jaw.
He might do a
has
pretty
strong
decent
jaw.
Hank Hill.
Yeah, but his head's so small. I don't know. It's fuck him, Coveney.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Clooney.
Oh no, Clooney's fine. He's fine.
I don't
I like
the
him
He's
as a
not. He
Bruce
doesn't
Wayne.
play well. In
This is
movie,
the
but he's
first
fine.
movie when I was younger that I realized they're not all the same guy. Like Kilmer and Keaton, I thought were the same guy. I'm like, that's definitely not the same guy.
Pouty lips.
What's going on?
Honestly, I liked Clooney as Wayne, but I didn't like him as Batman.
That's Batman.
He makes a good playboy. You know,
Doesn't
I'm
do
the
much
rich
as
guy.
Batman.
No, other than that weird like cabaret kick.
Yeah. I don't know.
We've gone over most of my points anyway.
All right, I'm unless you've got anything else, I'm ready to go into this mind-blowing thing.
5 o'clock shadow on
Oh, yeah.
Alicia. Just for no reason,
No
she has
reason.
the 5 o'clock shadow.
It's
She has a
the
full
dirt.
She has a full helmet though.
It's going in through the vents to breathe. So
Robin's fine. He's got.
Yeah, Robin's fine.
because
She has
he's
a better
covered in
face
baby
than-
oil. Did you not see the glistening face?
We covered great stems and buds.
And all the baby
Grab
oil
your
on the
rocks.
wrestlers.
Yeah. Innuendo was set to 10.
Bane shopping. He's pushing the shopping cart around.
Oh,
A laundry delivery.
it's the
was
shopping cart
brilliant.
of the armor.
Wow, a service that delivers.
So relatable.
All I could think of was that
He's
old,
just like us.
that old. It was a game show. We had to run around with a shopping cart and grab
Shop till you
things.
drop?
Shop
Yeah,
till you drop.
that's all I could think
Or
of.
shopping
Just
spree or
Bane
some
running
shit.
around.
Yeah. I would hope it shops they drop. It's much better.
Easily.
You know, Batman and Robin now with 2 times more ass, cod, and nipples.
Yeah, we finally
opened up with
finally
dick
got some
shots and
female
ass
parts in
shots.
there. Yeah.
And then later the boobs.
We eventually
And the
got
bottom.
what'd you call it? The bat conch or the conch piece?
Oh yeah.
The
her
cod
front
piece
side.
is the conch
Yeah.
piece. The super sweaty
Yeah.
suit. Super suit.
Really seals
super
in the
super
flavor.
Sweaty super soup.
Super suit.
I think I'm done. I didn't really take a whole lot of notes.
Okay.
I do have one question.
We'll kill her
Yeah,
later.
go for it.
They went to the museum in the beginning. With their ice skates went to rollerblades.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But they're in this museum. There's bat logos in this museum. Why?
Batman's a known entity. Like,
But why is he in the museum?
Because it's
who gives
it's
a
history
shit?
at this point.
Don't you know? In Gotham, Batman and Robin protect us, even from plans.
Wait, are you saying like why was Batman there? Like his presence there, or
No,
like actual
there's,
things
like,
for him?
There was a big giant window cutout logo of like the bat symbol there.
Oh, yeah.
But there's like dinosaurs and diamonds. Like it's supposed to be a history museum. Why the
Is
fuck is Batman's logo in a
Batman's
history
been
museum?
around for a while at this point.
Is that he probably saved the museum at some point.
Probably, yeah.
It's a Flash thing. They dedicate the museum to him.
He
just has dinosaurs in it.
Don't you know that
But you know,
criminals
Bruce-
love to rob the museums?
Did Bruce Wayne fund this museum and
Probably.
then decide to put his own logo in it?
What hasn't Bruce Wayne?
Bruce
funded
Wayne,
that
who's
town?
not Batman, funds the museum.
In other news,
There were a couple of those where I'm just like, they know he's Batman.
Right.
everyone
I mean,
play
he
along.
told everybody at the carnival. Maybe word finally got out.
I really wish his bat card just said Bruce Wayne.
Batman, not Bruce Wayne.
Shit.
Have you?
No, wrong
Have
one.
either of you seen Holy Musical Batman?
No.
Oh, it's totally worth the time. It's like maybe an hour long, an hour and a half. It's on YouTube. You can find it. It's it's stage play, but they filmed it. And part of the running joke is everyone just fucking knows who Batman is, and he's a moron, and he's an asshole, and no one wants to be his friend because he's a mopey bitch. And also, for some reason, not Commissioner Gordon, Alfred's always talking, well, back in the war.
He was a spy.
It's really funny. It's hilarious. So I think we can agree that the theme that they were trying to do for this movie was family and the bond and love for someone, right?
I propose a union.
Yeah. So I think that is misinterpreted. I don't think that's the actual theme of this movie. I think the theme of this movie is sexuality.
Oh, dear
So
God. How did I
every
go there?
character represents some sort of sexual issue or aspect, right? So you got Poison Ivy.
Feminine empowerment.
Fertility.
Dumber.
Mother Nature.
She's an STD.
Oh,
They
okay.
kiss her and then
Oh,
toxins
okay,
and all
true,
that,
okay.
right? Okay.
She's made out of toxins.
She's herpes.
and poisons.
How does Robin solve an STD problem?
With
Rubber.
wax.
Oh
he
my
he wears rubber.
God.
Exactly. Rubber lips.
Or
This is
wax
worse than the
lips.
Queen revelation.
What does Bane represent?
Toxin.
No, erectile dysfunction. So
Viagra.
He has Viagra.
He's got Viagra, right?
I'm bad at this.
Freeze, okay. He's less sexual but still relationship based. He's the recently single person, so he's just fully depressed and cold and cut off from the world, right?
Okay.
Potentially frigid. You never know. Alfred is the old dying dick who's seen his last direction. He knows it's his last direction, and he just wants to make his peace with it, right? Batgirl is a fantasy. In this movie, she is a schoolgirl, she's a biker babe, she's a superhero, and she's a science computer nerd. All in one.
She's the every girl.
And she's a hot blonde at the same time who is just like paired up with Robin for no reason.
Please be looking for me.
Yeah, right? Batman is suppressed homosexuality.
What gave that away?
Probably the part where he was very adamant that when Robin says, "So we were fighting over the same bad guy," Batman goes, "Bad, yes, but definitely not a guy."
Yeah, I love your theory. I fucking love it.
Holy shit. It is mind blowing.
I mean, that fits perfectly.
Yeah.
It does.
And knowing Shoemaker.
Maker.
Okay, I keep calling him Shoemaker because there is a scene from the new animated adventures of Batman where these kids are talking about Batman, and there's this kid playing with like a feather boa. He's like, "Oh, I fucking love Batman. All the rubber latex, and I hear his car goes
God.
up walls." They walk by, they're like, "Joel, you're so fucking weird." He's standing under a sign, a neon sign that says Shoemaker. I'm like, on the fucking head. Beautiful.
Oh my god.
That's why I call him Shoemaker instead of Schumacher.
Yikes.
Fantastic.
Did you read that somewhere, or is this all you?
That was what I started thinking towards the end of that
Damn.
movie. I was just like, oh man. It was when
I'll have to see if I.
it was when they, for some reason, it was when they pulled the cord out of the back of Bane. I was just like, oh, he's Viagra. He can't get it up without it. And he's like, just looks so pathetic there. And he's like,
He also makes wimpy noises.
get hard. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, oh damn, oh damn, oh damn.
Mind blown.
That's pretty on point.
Oh my god.
So what was
Go
your
from
what the
there.
fuck moment? I think I need to change my what the fuck moment to the moment I realized all that. Oh my god.
Are we gonna write the what the fuck moment?
Yeah.
Okay. That one that you beat me. My original one was Ivy's death, or her defeat.
Mm-hmm.
It never sat right with me, even as a kid. I'm like, why is her plant?
Yep.
She was just sitting on it. Why is it betraying her? She can control plants. Why?
It was hungry suddenly.
She got tired of asking for Seymour to feed it, you know?
Maybe she fell too
Feed
hard
me,
and abused the
Seymour.
plant. It's like enemy. I'm just rolling.
I almost wonder if there was like a piece of the movie that just got cut where they tried to explain like Batgirl like putting some pheromone or like she loses control of them or something, but there's literally no reason for that plant to turn on her because she loves those plants.
It feels like just a slapdash job. Just okay. We need her to be out of the picture for some reason. Go, and we're done.
Why not just like knock her out into the water or something?
Yeah.
I guess they'd already done the water bit with Robin.
True.
Just have Barbara knock her the fuck out.
Yeah, tie her up or something. Computer science her.
Yeah. Ropes and
Yeah.
chains.
No, that's the second one.
Unchained.
Yeah. What do you got?
It's kind of a mix of two. So I have my favorite scene is also my what the fuck moment, and it's when Mr. Freeze is trying to make his minions sing that fucking song. He's just in a robe and he's just excited. Like is that his daily go-to? Like,
With
hey,
a cigar.
don't forget our fucking hour where we get to watch this movie every single day and sing along. And you better fucking sing along.
Tony, you're flat. We've rehearsed this for weeks.
He's in his fucking robe and he's just having a shit show at the time.
More, do it more.
And everybody's like freezing cold, and then his half-naked lady comes along. And
I like
That was
for some
Vivica
reason.
A. Fox, by the way.
Huh?
Vivica A. Fox was the half-naked lady.
Well, anyway, but yeah.
I like how the minions just look so fucking miserable. I wonder if they ever think I should stay with the fucking penguin.
Right.
God, I wish the Joker were still here.
Don't you feel like his place is just the iceberg lounge? Like,
Yeah, but it's cold. His whole gimmick isn't
Yeah.
your fucking Eskimos. Everything's frozen. Penguin would at least have like real food. It might be
At a
fish,
casino.
but it's edible.
yeah, he'd probably have chips with him too. You know?
Fish and chips.
Yeah. I just feel like those two could save so much of their illegal money if they would just like group up together. Iceberg, let's stay there.
Save the
Villains don't have
Yeah.
like-mind thinking.
So-
One and one for all.
My what the fuck moment is definitely the revelation and potentially revolution. You never know. This could change the world. Before that, though, I had Arnold dying in Arkham, like when he honks their heads together and then he like gets too hot and he starts crawling. I was like, "That what's up?" I remember even as a kid, like that did not sit well with me.
No.
Like the shadows on his eyes and he starts looking like a skull and I was like, "Nope."
I thought it was so weird that the good guys, Arkham Asylum, I guess you could say, oh, it's corrupted or whatever.
Yeah, it's always got a running thing of not being
Like
a great place.
they don't give him the whole cell. They gave him one tiny little beam. Doesn't even cover the whole bed or cot in the center of the room. That's all you get, fucker. Enjoy hell.
fun.
This is your life now.
And you know what's so strange about that? It's very inconsiderate and not nice of them. But at the same time, they went the extra mile and got him an actual ice box to transport him in.
Yep.
But what's powering that ice box? They have a
Batteries.
generator on that dolly?
Yeah.
So they went through the extra effort of making sure he was comfortable enough for that, and then they just throw him in that shit room. It's so confusing.
He had to get there alive, so he'd be like check mark, and then if he died there, well, that's where he
There's
died.
no-
Whatever.
They're like, yeah, that just happens every Tuesday.
they had to return Gotham Maytag
Yeah.
to deep freeze. We only have it for the afternoon. We gotta get back.
They're just like, look, if he dies in transit, it's gonna be paperwork.
Get him there, drop him off.
If he dies in
and
the
it's not
cell,
our
we can
problem.
just say it was the Joker or something.
Yeah, he died.
what
Hung
was-
himself.
What was your icicles, man? What was your favorite scene? You, like,
Mine
yeah.
was sing along. Yeah, that was my what the fuck moment too.
My MVP and my favorite scene could be the same thing.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say it's the plant doctor. I'm afraid you'll have to die. Like that was beautiful.
100%. He's actually my MVP.
Is
so.
he? Nice, nice.
Playing doctor, I was like, yeah, this guy, he sells it. He's full bore. He went full cartoon.
I'm right there with you too. Also, my favorite scene was the entire bit at Skull Island. Everything about it. So, also not just the funniness of those being the only two people in the whole movie that understands what this movie is, but also that's like when you start seeing the cool lighting and like the actual set that they're on for that place looks like straight out of a comic book. It almost looks like an old Hollywood movie, like where it's clearly fake stuff everywhere, fake vines, fake
It
stuff.
looks like a
B movie.
Yeah, but
looks like a Dr. Frankenstein office almost.
it's like almost too good to be B movie though. Like you
Well,
can
they have
tell
to
it's
have a
money
budget.
that made it look B.
Yeah.
Like if that makes sense. Yeah, but I really enjoyed that part. So that entire chunk of movie is my favorite scene too.
I feel it.
Yeah. Who's I guess that was your MVP. Who's your MVP?
Do you want to do your? Or I guess was that your
his
favorite?
was,
my
his was
MVP.
crazy doctor guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
you do favorite scene, right?
That was
that was all.
the sing along,
Yeah.
so it was kind of mashed.
This might be the first time that every favorite scene was all the same. Even when it was just the two of us, I don't think we ever had two favorite scenes that were the same.
I would agree with you later afterwards when I found out, but yeah.
I mean, my MVP. I was gonna say favorite scene is with him. It's Bane every time he speaks. Drive, Bane. Drive.
Plant the bombs.
bomb, and then every bomb, bomb, just over and over and
Maybe they just maybe they had like several cameras on the same scene and he just had to do it once and then they just used the different angle shots from each time. It's the same thing every time.
Those bombs are Toad from Power Rangers, by the way.
You know, it's kind of crazy that they had all that time that they could overdub anything they wanted to, and they only gave him monosyllabic words. Like, they overdubbed entire punchlines for Arnold without his mouth moving. But Bane, all they could come up with was
So many.
The guy in the mask, who you can't see speak, he just says one word.
Which is also upsetting that they made him out to be a mindless crony, for lack of a better word, when in reality Bane is like a very smart person.
Yeah, I read on here, apparently Bane was supposed to be his most clever and like powerful villain, but in here he's just powerful.
Breaks Batman's back.
Not even clever.
They don't even break his back.
Yeah,
They
I was
skim
waiting for
right
that.
over that.
I was waiting for at least a tease of him holding it or something. Nothing. And it's weird, but it also continues the ongoing trend of these movies that they don't understand the villain, like the actual villain. They don't understand what the character is supposed to be, so they just make it something entirely different.
Name any comic book movie before Marvel started their whole run that got any character right. I mean, maybe Blade? Maybe?
It depends on what you consider being right. Because I would say 89 Batman, the Joker is just kind of I mean, that's not too far off the Jack Nicholson Joker, but other than that, I mean, but before those movies, it really was just the Joker, and that's just because it's a guy who creates chaos, which is pretty easy to get.
The one movie with Shaq playing as the Steel guy was pretty on.
Do you know anything about the Steel character?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
In general, though.
Oh, I got one.
Yes.
Magneto.
Yes. Ginger.
Magneto
Magneto.
in the X-Men movies.
Was
Does that count as the Marvel movies? That was technically Fox.
I mean, that would be so Fox, yeah.
Yeah, and that's like 2000, so it's even after this still, but...
Yeah. In general, though, Mario did not get those characters right.
No.
Any Captain America, there was a Red Brown Captain America, that didn't get him right. Like most characters, they didn't get right, whether it was the hero or just the villains or anyone else. If they didn't understand it, they just made up some shit. They still do that.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia movie had nothing to do with the games.
Why is Jake Gyllenhaal?
I don't know how was Superman though.
That's true. Lex Luthor, I guess they got in the
That was
Superman movies, but
Like the 70s?
70s, yeah. But again, that's such an. I guess it's not a good argument to say it's an easy character, but it's just the rich guy who wants to.
The Crow. That was in '94.
Yeah, but I don't know enough about the original Crow comic to know if like
I knew it was
T-Bird
more
and
bloody.
and Skank are all like that or not.
But I get what
Point
you're
being
saying.
is most studios didn't understand,
No.
and they just didn't get them right. They just
Right.
did something that worked.
Yep.
Sometimes, like in Batman Forever, yeah, the Riddler worked.
But he was still more the Joker.
More, yeah, like sometimes adaptations work. Sometimes they fail flat out.
Yep. And I think Heath Ledger's Joker is a perfect example of that. Of working, obviously, because when it first got announced that it was Heath Ledger, everyone was like, really? The Brokeback Mountain guy?
Oh,
and then
boy.
they saw that first trailer and they were like,
They were
"Holy
just
fuck."
fucking sapped up by
Yep.
him, and that's
Yep.
that's all that the Dark Knight is known for
Yeah,
anymore.
which it did definitely play out at this point. So why so serious? And every like adaptation of the Joker being that Joker has got tiresome. But when that first hit, it was like, oh shit.
I walked into that movie and I literally said, I don't fucking care about Heath Ledger. Because it was out that he died at that point. I'm like, I don't get why everyone's so fucking excited. He's a shit actor. Walked out of that movie like, holy fucking shit. I was wrong.
Yes, you were. Have you not seen A Knight's Tale?
No, I
10
haven't.
Things I Hate About You?
No.
The Joker and Robin went to high school together.
oh boy.
I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong.
Lords of Dogtown.
I'm afraid you'll have to die.
Well, he's not that good of an actor, okay? No one can do that. The only person that surpasses him is It's Acid.
Boiling ass.
Let's see the spin-off like mini-series of just those two describing things.
They should have done the commentary for the film.
Oh my
I
god.
would pay for that.
I honestly didn't write an MVP because it was just.
How do you choose?
Yeah,
really?
well, yeah. I did like I can't do Schumacher again, but it's the hardest choice I've ever made, ever. Yeah, I think I might have to actually go no MVP this time. The whole movie is the MVP.
Is that a first?
Whole movie is the MVP.
Two firsts. Everyone's united, and then one's a dickhead.
For a movie that is completely disorganized and has zero structure, none of those pieces could stand without the other.
That's true.
It's crazy. It's fuck.
I'd say there's more structure in this one than in Forever.
Forever?
Yeah. Maybe just because I was more into it both times I watched it.
I suppose. I agree with you in the sense that it didn't do well just because it had so many villains. Not only so many villains, but also so many heroes. Like, I can understand two, but then we have three. And then there's Alfred kind of on the side. Like, just limit your heroes and your villains and focus a story behind two people, because it's enough of a story anyway. Yeah.
It's weird that it had 6 characters and they couldn't do it. And then you watch Avengers and you're like, what the fuck? And they got like
That's
90.
what makes that movie.
Well, to be fair,
Infinity War, there's no reason why that should work, and it somehow does.
I mean, they've had a build-up of movies where you get invested in each character, so you already have a backstory, so they don't have to cram it into something. Like, you already know about Captain America.
Yeah,
you already know about Iron Man through 4 fucking movies. You already know about the Hulk. Like, you know these people, and so to bring them all together in one establishment, I mean, they trickled it in, though, too, because at the end of some of those other movies, like, hey, this person showed up, this person showed up. So you begin to understand their relationship as a whole. And then you just kind of toss that together, mix the salad up, boom, it works.
Toss the salad.
It was just, it just
Back
works.
to the sex buns. Back on track.
I think that's going to wrap it up, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I think we fully dissected this movie.
100%.
We brought, like, new information to light, man. If we can call back to the Lebowski real quick.
You have blown my mind.
Do you have anything that anybody needs to say to anybody?
No, not off the top of my head.
Are you guys ready for the next movie?
Who's picking it?
It's
Well,
supposed to be myself, but now
you
that you're in the
technically
mix.
chose Batman and Robin.
Right.
So you want to do your Arnold. Do you have one last Arnold you want to throw out there?
Oh, shit.
Oh, you put me on the spot. It's like there's so much pressure. It's like you're coming at home, you're coming at work, you're coming at the gym. You're just calming and calming and calming. He actually means calming. He's not a metaphor. He means weightlifting. It's like orgasming.
You know what? In honor of Arnold,
scene.
is that your favorite Arnold quote?
It is. That's my go-to.
What's your favorite Arnold quote?
I mean, it's just mostly his scream. Like the ones from...
Give it.
Yeah, no, but my favorite Arnold, and just not necessarily the line, but the one is from Kindergarten Cop. Just because he plays in such an awkward fucking scene. Like, I have to deal with kids.
Who is your daddy? What does he do?
Also, I just realized that the second time he's appeared on our podcast. He was on Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, that's right. I was like, what?
Which has my favorite Arnold quote. Put that cookie down! That's my cookie!
He's in my house.
Oh, Liz, she's in the shower. Do you want me to go get her? No!
Dasha Dan, the Prancer Vixen, Comic Cupid, Donner Vixen.
I almost wanted to say that once.
Oh. Anyway, so we're watching Daredevil next time.
Ah, fuck.
Yes. This is coming out on the 1st, so that'll be the 15th. Stay tuned for Daredevil.
Oh boy.
I'm excited. Do we want to do a watch party? Or do we want to plan it better? So we do it.
We had planned it last time. My bad.
No, I'm like, I know you wanted more time to edit.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, that's neither here nor there in terms of the watch party. It was just. It's like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's where I'm
Because
like,
you have to watch a movie and then do this.
you don't get off till a certain time. And then I had to get here. And then it's like, well, we would want to eat. That takes more time. Then we got to actually watch the movie.
And I got to get up in like 6 hours.
Fair enough.
We'll work it out better.
Look at us. Better every day.
Smash that like button, Smash Bros. And
Like, comment, favorite, subscribe,
Hit the ding bell.
Put me on your
notifications.
top 8. Top 8 me.
request us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Are we doing it right? Did we do the
Chatterbait.
We do the thing.
What else do they say? It's in the link in the description below.
There it is.
Link in the doobly doo.
Dooblies. Yeah.
I don't have any links.
Yeah. See you next
Anyway,
time.
Toodles.
Bye.
Yeah.